Could I, like my colleague Mick Dollard, extend a very warm welcome here to Mullingar. You're right sitting in the centre of Ireland, and you're very welcome. The recent changes which came about last October in payments to the farming community has had a definite effect on small and medium-sized farmers. Under the Disadvantaged Area Scheme, the amount of hectares that a farmer can claim has been reduced from 45 to 34. This means that those farmers are losing an average of €1,000. And remember, it is here in the Midlands, this has had a huge effect on our farming families, because we are not a dairy county, nor indeed is the vast majority of counties right around us. We are a dry stock county and sheep production. So this has been we've been very hard hit by this. The average family farm on 30 cow suckler and 150 ewes, whose pre-budget income would have been 21,500. Faced with this income, it has been reduced now to 19,953 euro. You may not think the reduction in excess or in the range of 2,000 is very significant, but to those farmers' families, especially the small and medium-sized farmers who are living on a tread, this is a huge disadvantage. The suckler cow scheme has been reduced by €155. The Disadvantaged Area Scheme has been reduced by €1,200. On top of all this, they have to pay a 1% income levy, which amounted to €192. This total amount means that those small family farmers have a reduction of almost 2,500. The Young Farmer Installation Aid has been suspended. This is a grant of 15,000 which is paid to young farmers who spend a year or more in an agricultural college. The purpose of this is to enable the family to defray the cost of the transfer of the family farm and livestock, and to provide a kickstart to the young farmer in the agricultural sector. Many farmer families are in the process of transferring the land and now find themselves unable to meet the cost. The early retirement scheme has also been suspended. This was a scheme which encouraged elderly farmers to retire and hand over their farm to a younger and often better educated farmer. This has a serious implication, as we see it, for the future of the agricultural industry. The Farm Waste Management Scheme, which is a scheme was brought in as a result of the legislation in Brussels, and our government has had no choice but to implement it. There has been a major shortfall of funding in this scheme. Over the last number of years, many farmers, over the last 3 years, have borrowed thousands and thousands of euros to build new sheds, build slatted houses, lay concrete aprons, and build tanks for wastewater on their farms. On top of all this, they have to pay development levies to the various county councils. Now, the Labour Party have opposed these levies right from the start, and now we have found that there are many farm families are unable to meet them, and they're really in trouble with local authorities. Many of these farmers find themselves in a situation, because of the government cuts, where they're unable to meet their bank payments. Grants were available when all of this started 3 years ago, but the government now has suspended part of those grants, and they're paying the rest of them on a 40-40-20 basis, which could take 3 or 4 years before those farmers are paid. Over the last 2 or 3 years...
John, could you conclude, please?
I'll be just 1 minute. A fundamental review of the agricultural industry in Europe is about to take place. Because of the cuts that the government have made in the various schemes which are funded by Brussels, the Minister for Agriculture has forfeited his right to negotiate in Brussels on behalf of the Irish farming community. And why is it in the recent cutbacks by the government that it's the most vulnerable section of our community that have been devastated? First it started with our senior citizens, then our children, and then the small and medium-sized farmers. I want to support very strongly this motion. Thank you very much.